Don't you just love the smell of bacon? Bacon is magic. Bacon, you put bacon on anything and it just makes it that much better. Welcome there guys, this is Copper Joe, I'm Joel Villafano, and we're into the month of June. So we're going to start celebrating dads, but today we have a very, very special show. Have you ever heard about a beard and mustache competition? Longest beard, best mustache. And we have a representative heading to Germany for that competition. Some things you only see on Copper Joe. Beardology in the house, we're rolling on recipes, and we're celebrating our best beard here in TNT. Come on! Alright, time to roll out our first recipe, and as I said, we're celebrating that, we're celebrating men in the month of June. I mean, when you think guys, what guys like, most guys like, you know, meat and potatoes. Meat, chicken, beef, whatever, and some potatoes. That's a kind of manly kind of meat. So that's the direction I say I was going in today. And as I told you, when you put bacon on anything, or in anything, it makes it that much better. So I just really rendered some bacon, which I'm going to use a little later in my dish. I'll rest it inside here. And what I have in here, guys, let's just pick that up. See this? That's good bacon fat. Plenty flavor happening here. I'm also going to show you how I'm using this later in the dish. I'm doing very simple for my very, very special guest that I'm going to introduce. I'm very excited to have him here. He's a buddy. I'm doing a long time. He has a masterful beard. I never knew that he was actually using this beard in competitions all over the world. Yeah, so I'm going to wait and introduce you to him, but first, I'm going to cook for him. Simple recipe, meat and potatoes. I'm doing some chicken. I basically had some very simple pieces of chicken, your choice. I did a little mixture, leg, thighs, some breast, simple seasoning, salt, pepper, a little all-purpose seasonings, lots of flavor to come with that chicken to keep it simple. And I'm going to do a whole roasted meat and potatoes, chicken and potatoes. Very simple, very flavorful dish that you can throw in the oven, in and out, and have lunch, dinner, as the case may be. First thing I want to do is put together my whole mixture. So I kind of put together some of my favorite, some of my favorite foods. So shallow belly, good local flavor, I'm going to get in there. So shallow belly is, you can't get more shrimp bacon than shallow belly. So I have some shallow belly. Then I have some basil. That's just strong flavors that kind of go big, bold flavors that will absorb into the chicken, absorb into the meat. Just kind of, you see I'm doing a very simple rustic rib because it's going to blend up in like this fancy blender. And my favorite food is rosemary. I love rosemary. So I'm going to get that in there as well. I would say about a 3/4 cup of olive oil. I forgot some garlic, which is very important. I heard a voice from yonder reminding me of the garlic. Adding some garlic in there is important. And yeah. I wish you could smell it. Nice, herbaceous flavor. And this is what you want really. And I'm going to show you now how we're going to flavor out this dish. Put this aside. I have my potatoes. So, simple potatoes, peeled, cut, and placed in water. If you don't place the potatoes in water, they're going to get brown on you. So really important to place the potatoes in water until you're ready to use them. Now I can get my potatoes in here. Onions. Simple chop on some onions. I just want to get some onions in here as well. Onions is nice flavor. It's going in the oven roasting. when it goes in the oven, roast, those ones will get nice, roasty, and a little sweet when you roast it to get a little sweet, and some peppers. You're getting all kind of fancy colored peppers these days. So make use of them because you eat with your eyes. It's always good to sometimes see color when you're eating, right? All I'm going to do now is add just about half of this wonderful mixture in there and toss. Once it's properly mixed, touch of salt, touch of pepper, not much. Why? Because I said we're building flavors and layers. See all this lovely bacon? I'm adding it in there. Kind of just want to toss it as much as possible in there. Bacon makes me smile. Bacon gets me happy, yeah. And if you don't like vegetables, toss bacon and vegetables, roast it. You'll get your vegetables in, trust me. Bacon makes it that much better. Alright, so now time to start layering the dish. But just before I layer the dish, I just need to get my chicken ready. So I have these chicken pieces, as I said. Really simple. I season up some basic pieces of chicken. And I want to get it in a nice medium-sized bowl. And use our same little mixture. Kind of just pour it. Remember, this chicken was seasoned very liberally, simply with some salt and pepper, some basic all-purpose seasonings, and now I just want to use my hands and go in there and toss the little mixture. Now, if you're doing this like you're planning this beforehand, you could actually leave this overnight, or probably like 3 to 6 hours. Just allow this marinade to kind of work in. That's a good way. When you're planning in advance, you can leave it overnight. Allow it to do its thing. Let me just wash my hands and then we'll just have a layer of the dish. Nice dish like this, guys, is all you need to start layering this dish. It's almost like a one dish, one pot meal. Everything in here, when it goes in the oven and it comes out, lunch ready. Simple like that. So I have potato vegetable mixture that I just want to get layered nicely at the bottom here. I say potato vegetable, but we sneaked in some bacon, as I told you. Yeah. Don't want to overstuff my eyes. Sometimes I'm very big and I think I season too much chicken for the size of this bowl. But let's go. And you nestle some lovely pieces of chicken. So some big boys I have here. See if I can get another leg in there. Yeah. Do that later. So you really just nestle it in there. Yeah. And the final little touch, guys, is the bacon fat. Remember this bacon fat? When we render the bacon, I just want to pour this bacon fat all over the chicken and vegetables as much as it can take. This is a layer of flavor that you can't pay for. That is goodness. Little sprinkle for a little heat. You know, treat it like a little heat. I have some red pepper flakes. You can season the chicken with some cayenne pepper or your favorite pepper sauce. I like to season and cook with pepper and not add pepper after. I kind of funny like that. But yeah, simple like that. Bake covered for about 30 minutes at 400 degrees. After 30 minutes, remove the cover and probably put it up to a little higher temperature, probably between 450 500, and just allow the chicken to brown nicely for probably another 10 to 15 minutes, and you will have perfectly roasted chicken, and potatoes. Trust me. Get the recipe at coppertoolcaribbean.com. It goes in the oven and starts to cook. So remember, after 30 minutes, you remove the cover and allow the chicken to brown up. The potatoes and vegetables to toast up a little bit, just about 15 to 20 minutes. Keep an eye on it according to how high you raise your oven, and then there will be perfect chicken. We're in the oven now, getting this finished dish out. Look at this baby. Smell that. Smell it. Herbaceous goodness, you call that. 3 of my favorite herbs, to be honest. 3 of my favorite herbs. I use rosemary, basil, and shadow benny. Put that in an olive oil mixture, add a little salt, a little pepper, potatoes, onions, peppers, and bacon! And trust me, you have a wonderful dish that you can serve up. So, I don't like to eat alone. I have a very, very special guest that I'm about to bring on. So as I said, sometimes things happen and you know, it doesn't make the big headlines, but trust me on Copper Joe, you're bound to see some strange things. Did you know that there was a world championship with the best beards and mustaches from all around the world? Fellas just come out to show off the beard now. And the best beard wins all sorts of categories, like a world championship, like a World Cup for beard and mustache. Fellas with a big beard, something. We have a representative that's heading up to the World Beard and Mustache Championship in Germany in a couple of weeks' time. Believe it or not, he's here with us just before he travels to Germany. Not only to share this goodness, but to tell us about this crazy competition where his beard, he was actually a previous winner in a category. Ladies and gentlemen, my buddy, Jason George is here. Mr. Beard.
Well, thank you for having me, Joe. Why do you think we're going to meet up like this?
So, all these years,
Exactly.
I never thought that you would come on the show
Because of it.
to show off this. So when I think about it, we had the same beard. I was grey, a little
Yeah,
grey.
good start. That's what I call it.
I'll tell you this. Have a seat, Jason. Have a seat. Let me play this up for you first.
This looks really good, though.
Yeah, simple dish.
I like simple dishes. At least I can do it.
Yes. So that's what you know. That's what I like. I like. Are you a like man or fine man or
Express. Please, thank you very much.
first man, boy? You're a first man.
But now you know. Everybody else.
Like everybody else. So the good thing I tell you about this now is that you have all this loveliness here.
I didn't expect it to be combined.
So
I thought it was separate.
So you see how the potatoes
Yes.
and everything.
Just soak up.
Oh my goodness, you get some bacon. And it's a one dish. It's a
Baconology.
baconology, like bearology. You have baconology. Anytime I can cook with bacon, I try to.
That's like the best part of the show.
This is the best part of the show, trust me. Trust me. Enjoy, bro. Cut in, tell me.
So I'll try to put you through.
You don't mind, I'm a leg man, so
No,
I can kind of pick up my leg. I'm a leg man.
Wow. So everything is absorbed into that potato.
All
All the seasonings, all of the bacon, pan, everything. So I'm going to have another piece of it.
The chicken is so moist.
Well, I waited to try that. You started by saying bacon, but it does make everything better.
Everything better.
Not how really good. How are you going to season this like chicken though? It's very well seasoned.
Magically happens. But it really is a mixture. It really is a mixture. You need herb and olive oil and just allow that to kind of
Take out the glasses.
Wow. Eat up. Jason George, guys. Go get dirty.
No.
Go get dirty.
I think I have it down.
And we're coming right back. We're going to get to know this brother. And then we're going to toast and celebrate as he heads off to represent this country in the World Beard and Mustache Championship. All the way in Germany.
Yeah, it's like the fight.
best beard in Trinidad and Tobago belongs to Jason Jones. Check it out. Jason is about to head to the World Beard and Mustache Championship. Yeah, that is a thing. I mean, I only recognized that a couple of weeks ago when Jason I started talking to me. We had catch up in a long time. And he said he's heading to Germany for the World Beard and Mustache Championship.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
And it's not only a thing, because this is not Jason's first time around the rodeo. Jason has been to a couple of championships.
Well, I've been to one in person.
Right.
That was the first one I went to.
You won a title or something?
I won my category. So they had about 50 categories in that one. And I was in National Beard and Mustache Championship in Tidden Park, Illinois.
In Illinois.
Correct. It was in November. We saw it online. I was like, oh, let's do this. Why not?
Why not?
Let's.
I have a beard.
It was a start because I was 3 years ago to think about it, or
Right.
4.
Right.
It was 2019. So it wasn't like this. But I was like, let me go and try. Went up, got there, I realized this is going to be big. Because what happens is all the clubs around the US have their championships and they send the person who won, or 2 or 3 people, to that competition. And then they invite people from around the world, like, individual who wants to come up. I was like, all right. It was a little intimidating because, I was mentioned this before, it's relatively sized against everybody else.
Yeah, so you can only be a
So
brother.
meeting all the Beard brothers, all the people you're following online, they're like, oh wow, it really is bigger in person. So it was an experience. It was an experience. And people still are like, really? I'm like, yeah. But if you think about it, it's also a multi-billion-dollar industry overall.
It is?
Products.
Serious?
Yeah, barbering, all the different things are involved with it. So it has that part of it, the business side, but the community and the brotherhood side and the fraternity is the fun part.
Yeah.
Because that particular competition was held in a brewery. So no.
Beers and beard.
That's correct. So, won the category, it was like my first ever. So I was like,
And people from that one is from all around.
all around the world. No, that was mostly all around the
US. That was US.
But they had some international entrance as well.
But this one in Germany, no.
This
people
one is
from
all over the world. So it kind of coincides, like every 2 years they have it. So the planned one was 2019 and then 2021,
Right.
which was supposed to be New Zealand. And when 2019 happened, we were like, we could definitely go into that one.
Yeah.
And then, pandemic, New Zealand was shut down for a while. And then they started to bring back up the hype of where it's going to be.
Right.
So there were 2 countries, USA, well, Vegas was the other option. And then Munich club picked it up. So it's in Brauhausen, Germany.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, we planned for this, let's do this.
Let's do
It's
it.
happening, what's the procedure? So, pull together everything we had to do. And again, this is an individual thing. This is me going to this.
Yeah, yeah. So the judging of it now is based on what? Length, girth?
So they have the categories.
Right.
The categories, you could start off from facial hair. If you just have like a mark with.
So I could actually.
That's correct. Correct. So don't feel, and that's why I say it's not just about beards, it's about facial hair, right?
Right.
You make it like that, and you can go and enter at any level, any category you choose. But when you go to your category, they actually inspect it. They do an inspection and they say, okay, yes, your beard is this. They measure it. When I was there, I think it measured at 7. My last measurement there for this time was 10.5. So, and as I mentioned, I think my beard is small.
Yeah.
Because I've seen big beards.
Big, yeah.
But also, for myself personally, I think it's small.
Yeah.
So the judging, they check it to see if there's too much products, if the texture, everything, how you clean it up, and then the neckline, everything, and then you get placed in the category or confirmed in the category hastily, and then you go for the judging on the day.
So what the judging is like, they hold you before and pull it.
So they actually touch it and make sure that the products can't be too much.
Right.
But they tell you the category is going to have a certain amount of products. Like the ones that have the style beard. Have you ever seen it? Style
That's a whole different. I'm chicken and all.
What would So that particular category you could use your products, but the ones that I entered you couldn't. So they check all of that, and then on the day of the competition, you of course assigned, and they tell you when you're going up and how many people in your category. I had I think it was the largest one. It had almost 15. And then you just go up and you walk to the stage and they put you to stand and then they interview you. Like where you're from, what you're doing, how long you grow your beard. Simple question. But just to get to know you and have a little fun. And then you walk in front of the judges.
It's like a model.
It's like a model, yeah. Well, not that kind of model, but a Model T.
They kind of just
show it off.
Show it off and that kind of thing. Yeah.
And then when you're standing waiting for judge, you kind of make sure they see your number on your lanyard or on your ID kind of thing. And then they choose 3. But they choose 3 by numbers. So the number on your lanyard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I heard okay, it's me. So go on now, and they're like, talking and stuff again, and the guy do a final interview, and then the judge comes to the thing, and the guy stands behind you, and he starts to call out 3rd place, and I was like, okay, that was me. And then he said 2nd place, and the guy was next to me. I said, wait,
you win?
I won. So I mean, again, the experience is amazing.
Yeah.
Because it's not something traditional.
Yeah.
You have to, and you said it in the show, the things that you won't see anywhere, you'll see it here. So that's why
I just want to do phenomenal. I mean,
it is different.
when you tell me actually going to compete in a beard competition.
Yeah, people kind of beard or beard. I'm like,
yeah, beard. Yeah.
So it's been a labor of love.
It is, because I actually tried to do it once, a few years ago. I started to grow it out and I started, That deal, it's real patience.
It's about 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah, when I first started, I went to a guy to kind of help me and mess it up and I shave it off and I start over.
Yeah.
But from there, I started to research, like, what do I need to do to grow a beard properly? They tell you what length to leave it at in terms of how low down on your neckline, that type of thing. And then the most important part of it is cleaning it too. Cleaning the skin. And that's what prevents the irritation and the scratching that people talk about.
Right.
So I kept it clean, kept it moisturized with a lot of oils, and went through that phase perfect. But again, it's a real labor in terms of, it's a fun labor though.
Yeah. It's
You
party,
like-
I mean, I'm almost sure the 6 years you said.
6 years.
If you clean your face now, you're gonna miss it, huh?
I had a beard envy once where I trimmed it and I was upset. And I went somewhere and somebody had a beard like how mine was before I trimmed it.
Yeah, depression.
And I was like, nah.
Yeah.
That's
That's depression.
Yeah.
I can see that difference.
So it's frustrating because, and that's why I trim it. Like I trimmed it yesterday and people will be like, really? It's like, yeah, I did trim it. Because you have to trim it. It's like, you have to get rid of the ends and stuff like that. It's like a head, right? When you trim a head, it looks bigger, right?
Yeah,
so,
no.
Correct. So you have to,
and the more you trim, the
better it grows. Yeah.
Right.
So I like it. So and then you end up with things like this, a competition in Germany. Right, the last one, like I said, the other one, the original one was supposed to be in New Zealand. So think about that.
Yeah.
When they randomly go to New Zealand, and when you tell people what they're going for, they're like, come on.
Yeah, you're not serious.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, you serious?
Yeah.
So
and then you reach there, there's beard brothers from all different parts of the world.
So it's fun and interesting. Again, people, of course, locally, a lot of people, and even internationally, they associate with Santa Claus because they color the beard.
Yeah.
And I take it well, I think it's better than Santa Claus.
You always great too, huh?
Yes.
I don't think you never had a black beard.
And that's the thing, the color of it is different. It's
very soft.
Yeah. So that's also, proper maintenance.
Yeah, don't feel away here.
What the trouble is this?
So you're yank it to see what it is.
Somebody thought it wasn't.
It looks almost, when you look here, it almost looks like,
Are you going to say tinsel?
it looks fake, as I said, it looks fake.
Well maintained.
Well maintained and real.
Yeah. So, okay.
I
had to take a drink.
I'm waiting a proper drink and I need a drink now. So,
okay.
Taking a break. I'm going to send Jason off to Germany in style. When we come back, Tyrone Benjamin is here and he's going to whip up a little cocktail to send you off to represent TNT and your beard in style.
Thanks. After that touch up.
Beard brothers like in the personal space. Yeah, can I touch your beard, please? Do this. No, please. Right? Respect the beard. Respect the beard.
This is not 1 year.
What would it know?
This is 6 years. This is 6 years.
No, that's serious.
6 years.
To reach that level of.
And it could have been longer, but I keep cutting, you know, like.
Oh, you
so,
cut?
yeah, I cut.
Yeah. We want to set your kids.
No problem.
Yeah, with a nice cocktail, and we want to toast their success because this is something very unique, very different. And I want to introduce you to another bearded brother. He's the bearded bartender. Master mixologist Tyrone Benjamin.
Pleasure.
Ty, you and I also could go to competition.
For sure. Yeah, there are different categories.
They have different
categories.
I can go for my category, you, I mean.
Well, Johnny will call that a start, right? We leave it out.
I call it a good start.
A good start. We call that too. Yeah, you have a good start. You have a good start.
We're not going to see it, but
Maybe drink it.
let's see what happens.
Alright.
This is what I like Johnnie Walker Gold.
Ooh.
Johnny Walker.
Johnnie Walker.
And since we on beer,
Yeah.
we calling this one beer goals. Right?
Because we don't really
Yes. Right? But we spelling it G-O-L-D because we cannot leave out this silky smooth, my favorite of the category of Johnny Walker. Joe, if in case I didn't know, I'm telling you now. Yeah. The blue is good, but this is smooth. You can drink this on ice because it has that honey flavor, right? And a little fact about it is that the spring that they use, the water that they use, is from a gold, close to a gold mine, right? So all alcohol has to have water in it. Right. And the more premium and the better the water, obviously the better the spirit, right? So that's why you see fruit 40%, they dilute it with water to bring it down to 40%. Because you can't sell 100%. You understand? Right? But that's an interesting thing with the Johnnie Walker. So I'm gonna be starting with a nice measurement. So this is 2 ounces of this Johnnie Walker Gold. A friend coming over, you know, you meet him with the beer gang. You know, let's get taking a long drink.
Do you have beer of each other?
Well, we actually in the process of starting something, a community club really opportunities. So it's coming soon.
We are bearded.
Brothers get together, you know, support other guys.
Will I be able to join?
Of course. Well, yes, eventually. So you have a very good chance so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Back to 10.
Sure.
What category am I in?
I'm feeling discriminated.
Where go on this category?
Official here.
Alright guys, so I have a little basil here, and it's a smaller basil, right? And I've infused it in a simple syrup, which we take sugar, water, 1 to 1, and then you add some leaves and you boil it, and you get that flavor, right? So this is a kind of herbaceous note.
It was a herbaceous show. My chicken was herbaceous as well.
Right. So we're using herbaceous a lot today.
Yes, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Wait.
My apple prepping here, and we'll see where the apple comes in.
Yeah, kind of interested.
Yeah. And I'm gonna use this lime. And I have a nice fancy strainer here. I am using to extract some of this lime juice. So we're keeping the pulp and the seeds out of this drink because we want a nice crisp drink, right? I don't want this to be a more citrus style drink. I want it to be balanced, right? So I'm gonna go just about a 1/4 ounce per glass. Alright, and if you didn't know what was a 1/4 ounce, I pre-poured it. But this is 1 ounce, and half is 1/2 ounce, and right here is about 1/4 ounce, right? So do I.
No.
Yeah, somewhat, right?
You know, mathematician as well.
A little bit. Well, in mixology, you know, it's part of it. Yeah, you have to balance.
Chemistry.
So what I have there, I have the spirit, which is the base, right? We call this base, and spirit is the base in mixology. And then we have the sweet, and we have the sour, right? So those are the elements of a cocktail. Right. So from here, another element is bitter. And I'm gonna use some orange and vanilla bitters. This one is homemade, right? Orange vanilla will go well with the flavors. I'm gonna give this a little stir. There's one of the techniques in mixology, we call it stirring. If we was shaking here, we would get chill, dilute, but we would get some air in between. And the air would make it a little light. But then when you shake, you will get a different texture to the drink, and you will understand when I'm telling you. Because Johnnie Walker Gold is a drink we don't wanna add too much because it's already a perfect drink, right? And here I'm gonna add a nice apple soda. Yeah.
This is another palm.
And I love tonic. I'm going on with some tonic. So it's almost like an apple tonic. Alright. To that, we're gonna add our garnish now. The beautiful things take a little time, right?
I agree.
Yep. Exactly. Correct.
Only takes 6 years.
Yes, sir. Alright, how we looking there? Very nice uniform. You looking good there? Nice. So to this, guys, I'm gonna add same basil. Okay, that we added. Alright. Look at that there. Nice.
And I got the drink was built in the glass, everything.
It makes it much easier to replicate, right? So we call this one beard gold.
Beer gold. Like before you go, how long did your beer take?
Well, actually,
Because I know you without a beer time, and now I knew you over the years growing up here over the last few years.
I've been growing this beard, to be honest, since before COVID.
Yeah.
So I would say that is about 4 years,
4 years.
or thereabout. But I always trim it because I find it, I like it full, but then sometimes I don't like it full.
So you know for something like
Actually, one point I was trying to see how long I can grow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I think you're able to reach the stage of
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Foundation trip.
Tyrone Benjamin, ladies and gentlemen, Jason, all the best, my brother.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for being here. All the best, my kids. Hey.
Get it serious. So you know it's good.
Wow. Apple accent to it. It's so much in true. I
Just
just
tipped it a little bit. That's
Johnny Gold and Apple.
Definitely a good mix. Yeah.
You really have something that was up there.
Yeah.
I just like a little bubbly and a little,
Yes.
I always like that crisp bubbly taste to that.
Nice.
Socials.
I am the bearded 1868.
I am the Bearded 1868, guys. Follow him. He's heading out to represent Tobico and he represents himself and all this work that he's done on his beard over the last 6 years at the World Beard Mustache Championship in Germany. We'll see you back here next week when we share a cup with you. Follow us on our socials that come with the premium. Instagram, socials, all over the place with you. I'm having